All right, if you're a level 6 marketing manager apprentice, then you've definitely heard of Behaviour B2, right? It's that tricky standard about strategic courage and drive that can feel, honestly, a little impossible to pin down. Well, in this explainer, we are going to break it all down. We're going to cover what it is, how to build it, and most importantly, how to prove you've absolutely mastered it.
Okay, so here's the official line, and you gotta pay attention to the keywords here: complex and high impact. See, this isn't just about being busy or showing up with a smile. It's about leading the kind of initiatives that genuinely change the game for your business and sticking with them when things get tough. It's a really high bar, and that's exactly why so many people get tripped up by it. To make this all feel real, let's follow someone on this journey. Meet Jody. She's a super talented apprentice over at IBIS stores, but she is struggling. She knows she works hard, but she just can't figure out how to turn her day-to-day tasks into that solid evidence of strategic courage that her portfolio needs. And you know what? That is such a common problem.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to get clear on what B2 courage actually is. Then, we'll map out a 5-step development plan you can start using tomorrow. After that, we'll dive into the nitty-gritty of building your evidence. And finally, we'll look at how to absolutely master that endpoint assessment, the EPA.
First things first, let's define this thing. Jody realizes, hey, I can't build a skill I don't really get, so she goes to her line manager, Riedel, to get a crystal clear definition. And this question, this is the heart of the problem for so many of us, right? We all think we're motivated. We all think we have drive. But what does that really look like at a strategic level 6 standard? It's all about making the leap from simply having drive to actually driving strategy. So Riddle takes Jody right back to the official wording, and those key words just jump right off the page: sustained, complex, high impact. This isn't about a one-off success or a single good campaign. It's about you being the consistent, reliable engine behind the big, difficult, long-term projects. Now this is crucial. Riddle clarifies what B2 times isn't. It is not about being a reactive firefighter, just jumping from one urgent problem to the next. It is about strategic persistence. It's the massive difference between being busy and taking true, deep ownership of a long-term outcome, no matter what obstacles get in your way. Okay, so Jody finally gets the what. Now she needs the how. She takes his brand new understanding to her mentor, Adam, so they can build a concrete, actionable development plan. And this is the critical next step, isn't it? It's one thing to understand a concept in your head, but it's a completely different thing to actively build it into your work. Jody needs a practical framework, something she can apply directly to her projects at IBIS stores.
Adam lays out this really powerful 5-step plan. Step 1, ownership. This means you own the outcome, not just the to-do list. Step 2, drive, proving you can keep that focus over the long haul. Step 3, courage. That's about making the tough calls when it really matters. Step 4, leading through challenge. This is all about navigating resistance from others professionally. And finally, step 5, build credibility. You've got to earn that reputation as a resilient, trustworthy leader over time.
But here's Adam's most important piece of advice. Don't try to boil the ocean. Seriously, instead of trying to do this everywhere at once, he tells her to pick just one significant, complex project, maybe a major brand repositioning, and use that single initiative as her dedicated training ground for these 5 steps. Now, developing this skill, that's just the first part of the battle. For her apprenticeship, Jody has to prove it. And this is where her coach, Olivia, steps in to guide her on building a rock-solid evidence portfolio in her learning platform, Aptem. Olivia shows her exactly what strong evidence looks like, and it's so much more than just project plans. Assessors, they want to see your strategic reflective statements, the ones that explain the why behind a tough decision you made. They want to see feedback from senior leaders that specifically calls out your resilience. They want to see documents that prove you navigated a project through a really difficult phase. And this table just illustrates the difference perfectly. A simple email that says, "Task done," that proves nothing about your drive. But a reflective statement explaining why you chose a difficult path, backed up by feedback on your incredible leadership during that challenge, that is absolute gold. Strong evidence connects your behavior to the strategic outcome. So Olivia's key takeaway for Jody is this: your evidence portfolio can't just be a random collection of documents. No, it needs to tell a compelling story, a story where you are the hero who faced a big strategic challenge, made a courageous call, and owned the outcome, good or bad. That's the narrative that proves level 6 mastery. All right, now for the final boss, the endpoint assessment, or EPA. All of Jody's hard work, all her development and evidence gathering, it all leads to this one professional discussion where she has to articulate her skills under some serious pressure. You can bet an assessor is going to ask something almost exactly like this. It's designed to test B2 directly. And listen, they are not looking for a vague, rambling answer. They want a concrete example that clearly demonstrates your ownership, your sustained drive, your courage, and your ultimate accountability for the results. A really powerful answer, like this one right here, has a clear structure. Notice how it starts by immediately claiming ownership. It then pinpoints the specific tough call she made, which shows courage in the face of resistance. See? This isn't just telling a story. It's a structured response that directly maps her actions back to the B2 criteria, all ready to be supported by her portfolio. Ultimately, the EPA isn't just a memory test to see if you can recall one good story. No, the assessor is looking to see if these qualities are now a part of who you are as a professional. They're looking for that controlled determination, that strategic resilience, the ability to stick to a plan but also adapt, and the kind of credibility that only comes from taking ownership of real-world results. So, as we wrap this up, the focus really turns to you. Jody found her strategic initiative at IBIS stores. Now, it is your turn. Take a look at the projects right in front of you. Which one is going to be your training ground? What challenge will you choose to step up to and build your own strategic courage?